Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Interesting Ideas for a Thursday. Oftentimes I say that Thursday is a turbulent Thursday because it seems my experience of many years as a business performance coach is that's when oftentimes things truly start to go sideways in many ways. And I just talked to a couple of people already, and they're having a difficult day. Thursday oftentimes works that way. And so part of the appeal of your appearing on the scene is that when everybody else is confused and crazy and in conflict, you express what I call the majesty of calmness, non-anxious presence. That's your job. That's what you should be about. Hey, you saw the title, and it is exactly the one I want to talk about today. Are you fully alive? Are you strong and courageous? And what can you learn from Bob Dylan? Those are all interesting ideas, and if you'll give me about 15 minutes, maybe just a little bit more, if I get really excited about the subject, I think you'll learn something that might be helpful, useful, and practical today. I'm Stan Hughes, and the program is indeed Interesting Ideas, and it begins right now. Part of what I do as a performance coach and as a long-time entrepreneur is I'm involved in many projects. What It Takes Radio, which is a podcast and publishing company, which is to help people find their audience and reach them around the world, both through podcasting and then taking the podcasting and turn it into the power of publishing your own books, your own publications, so that you can do what every business has to do and what everybody has to do. You have to find an audience, you have to maybe create an audience, and you have to reach that audience. That's what it takes to be successful today. And you need a platform to do just that. Because as you see, first of all, there is the written word, which can be powerful. However, the spoken word is oftentimes more powerful. And perhaps the performance word is more possible, and more powerful than all. We'll talk about that on another day, but just think about that. Hey, here we go. One of the things I do is also I'm the leader of the Christian Entrepreneur Network and what we call the Jesus Entrepreneur Experience. And as a result of that, I'm helping people around the world understand how they can use powerful spiritual principles in making their business go and grow. It's important. And so I'm going to do a little bit today. I'm going to give you a little excerpt of something I have written, and it's a part of what I'm all about, and I believe it will be helpful to you. And it's simply called Fully Alive. And it begins this way. When the early Christians decided to go into the desert to seek a new experience with God, one of the leaders was asked, why? Why are you doing that? Here's how he responded. We go to seek Jesus and to become fully alive. Now, isn't that interesting? To be fully alive. Now, in that statement, those early spiritual entrepreneurs give us the consistent and constant theme that guides our entire project. Unlike many people, Jesus did not come to earth just to give us a fire escape from hell and a bus ticket to heaven. That's what a lot of people believe that it's all about. He did not come to turn bad people into good people. He came to set us free, that we might be fully alive forever, starting right now. Right now, right here, no fear. Now, when it comes to making a living and doing business in the marketplace today, I believe that entrepreneurship, either being one or thinking like one, provides one of the best ways to express freedom and full aliveness. And please keep in mind, even Jesus said, I have come that you might have life abundantly. That you might have life abundantly. And so we're going to try and help you achieve, survive, and thrive with an entrepreneurial lifestyle in business today. Now, I'm getting real personal here. After living a long time in the agony and the ecstasy, in the best of times and the worst of times, those of us of the project would like to share this little guide with you to help you join us in seeking to live it all. We want you to know the importance of entrepreneurship and perhaps of being someone who follows the entrepreneurial lifestyle expressed not only in Jesus as the spiritual figure, the life figure that he is, but as a model for entrepreneurship. That's right. In 3 years, he built a world-class company, and it survives today. So, what's the first thing we learn? So, join us in learning the prayer of the entrepreneur. Now, the entrepreneur takes seriously as a promise, a command, and a prayer. Now, this is how he does that. There were words given to the Israeli, Hebrew, Old Testament, Hebrew Scriptures, Joshua, as God, through Moses, challenged him to create a new land for his people. Indeed, Joshua is an entrepreneur. He's to start a whole new nation, and he does so. And in the story, God tells Joshua this. Okay, now listen. Be strong. Be courageous. Don't be timid, terrified, or discouraged. And remember, I, the Lord God, am with you. All right, we take that seriously as a promise, a command, and a prayer. And so this is how we would pray. Make me strong and courageous. May I not be terrified or discouraged. Give me the power of knowing I'm always in your presence with every step I take. Help me to give my challenges everything I've got, body, mind, and soul. And then we end it with one of those Star Trek lines, make it so. And in fact, actually, if you've ever heard the word amen, that really means so be it. Or, as the Star Trek successor to Captain Kirk would say, make it so. Like that. Okay, now, what is the first principle we have to learn? If we're going to do this, what are we going to have to learn? Well, let me tell you that, in effect, we'll start with the first principle of life success and entrepreneurial success, and we're going to go to somebody from my home state of Minnesota. His name was Robert Zimmerman. Robert Zimmerman from my home state of Minnesota. And I'll tell you why he's so important. That's next. Hey, you're listening to Interesting Ideas. My name is Stan Houston. Hey, we'll be right back. Here we go. In many ways, the performing artist is an entrepreneur. Think about that. In a metaphorical and often literal sense, entrepreneurs, like performers, stand on the street corner, play their song, and hope that people drop money in the hat. Later, if street performers grow into recording artists, they hope people will buy their recordings or come to their concert. You see, they have no job security, and no one pays them for going to work. They are only paid if someone likes what they do and gives them money. It's a tough way to make a living. It really is. In the same way, entrepreneurs lack security, and they're only paid if someone likes their product, their service, their experience, and buys it. And ideally, they like it so well that they recommend it to others at the same time. Like the performing artist, the entrepreneur may go through many stages, many situations, many products, services, and experiences, performing in many different ways. It's always showtime, and you have to change the show according to the audience. You have to innovate. You have to imitate. You have to reinvent yourself many times in many ways. They are entrepreneurs. Now, one of the legendary performers in America is the American folk history guy. He is the artist known as Bob Dylan. Now, his real name is Bobby Zimmerman, and he is from the small town of Hibbing, Minnesota. That is way up north in the cold part of Minnesota, but that's where the Iron Range was and where many people moved to. It's not a real attractive place to live in the 8 to 9 months of winter, but they went there because they could make a living in the mines, mining ore for the Industrial Revolution. And there are a number of towns in the Iron Range, and one of them is Hibbing. And he was actually a high school classmate of one of my dear friends who I taught school with. She knew him quite well. She said he was always kind of strange, but we invited him to the parties anyhow because he would play the piano and he was really good. He left Hibbing, went to New York, and the rest is music history. Now, during one of the kind of inventions of himself, in his discovery of himself, Dylan embraced the person and the teachings of Jesus. He was not born into that religious tradition, and he may be at yet another place in his journey of self-discovery. But he wrote a song of great truth during that period of music and life. The song had one powerful and simple message. You have to serve somebody. You have to serve somebody. Because he also knew that whether you knew it or not, you're serving somebody. You may be serving yourself. You may be serving God. You may be serving the devil. You may be serving all kinds. You have to serve somebody, so you better choose wisely. Now, we embrace that, at least I embrace it, as the prime directive. Albert Einstein is reported to have said that he knew the purpose of life. He looked for it, and he was trying to figure out why we're here. And in kind of a paraphrased smile, he concluded that it was not relative. We are here to serve others. We are here to serve others. We are not called to be famous, rich, or powerful. We are called and we are made for service. A famous tennis player once said, "The one with the best serve usually wins." Now, the successful entrepreneur discovers it's not about him or her or even about what he or she has to offer. It is about how well they serve the customer. That's right. Thus, we start with the principle. You have to serve somebody. You can go in countless directions, discover countless memes, threads, and meanings in your pursuit of serving others, but you must begin to put those ideas into your life and into your business. If I ran a modern college or university, I would insist that before any graduate received a diploma, they would have to write and then publish their charter for service. They would put into words how they plan to serve others. Before we would give them their degree, we would say, you must show us your service charter. One of my mentors once challenged me in an interesting way, in that he actually said to me that, yes, Stan, you are entitled. You are entitled to serve others. That's it. That's the deal. That's the only entitlement you have. So you see, Bob Dylan got it right for us and shares it with you and I. If you want to be successful, you've got to serve well, and you've got to figure out just whom you are to serve and what that means in your work. May it go well, because constantly you have to discover your service charter for this year, for this day, for this project, for the way you're going to live going forward today, and until the service charter changes, but until your very end, you have to serve others. Just let that sit on your head for a while on this turbulent Thursday. We'll be back. Thank you very much. Maybe a little bit of a rant. I hope not terribly so, because it's deeply from my heart. And every day when things go difficult, I simply have to say, okay, you're not here to be rich, powerful, and famous. You're not necessarily here to be successful. You are here to serve others. And then you're taking that risk and that supreme gamble of believing that if you do well for others, hopefully it will also go well for you. Hey, if I can help you, and I know I can in some way, please reach out to me, stanhusted@gmail.com, stanhusted@gmail.com. We're going to help you maybe find your service charter, build your business, perhaps find your audience and learn how to reach it in more effective and powerful ways. These are all things you need to do and need to know. And you'll always need some help to make it in the marketplace today. Hey, best and blessings. Always close with a benediction. Whatever you do, always close with a benediction. Till maybe Friday. If Friday makes it, we'll try and make it too. Bye for now.